were involved in the mess of this particular Sacco. Number three, Mr. Speaker, we had a shortfall of staff. The ministry, as you are aware, it was established in 2022. So when some of the staff were moved from where cooperative moved from the Ministry of Agriculture, we had a shortfall, and I'm happy to announce here that we have been given the mandate to recruit more staff so that we will have now more liquidators. We have gone further now to make sure that any liquidation, we involve the Office of the Attorney General so that a proper process is followed, proper reporting is done. So that is what I have done. For the appeal, if the appeal was there, unfortunately, I was not in the office that time, and I can't pass the blame to whoever was in the office, but I take the responsibility that I will check if there was an appeal, and I will want to apologize if that appeal was not effected or was not addressed.
Honorable CS, you can write down, maybe I want to pick 3 or so questions, so your team can just write it down for you. Senator Edwin Sifuna.
Honorable Speaker, allow me to raise questions with the CS over a matter that was raised regarding his docket recently, just to provide some clarity to this House. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya Human Rights Commission released a report recently on the Hustler Fund, and they found that the fund was structurally flawed, economically unsustainable, politically compromised. And Honorable Speaker, they gave specific reasons for reaching that conclusion, including a 68.3% default rate, that for every 500 shillings that is borrowed, 340 shillings is lost, that there is no regulatory or legal framework for the recovery of that money if people refuse to pay, and that the Auditor General could not render an opinion because of unavailability of documentation. Honorable Speaker, the response from the ministry, instead of giving us their own data, was that that report was biased, politically motivated. Honorable Speaker, therefore this morning I want to ask the Honorable CS, Waziri, do you have alternative facts? What is the default rate? What is wrong with the figure that was given by the Kenya Human Rights Commission of 68.3%? Do you have a different figure? Is it not true that in fact for every 500 shillings that is borrowed, 340 is lost? Isn't it in fact true, Honorable Speaker, you can shed light, maybe from the perspective of the ministry, does there exist a legal or regulatory framework for recovery of money that is unpaid? And according to the ministry, therefore, Honorable Speaker, was the Auditor General able to audit this fund and render an opinion? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Senators, you know some of the questions you might ask might not get direct response because the questions, and you look at the standing orders, you should ask a supplementary question related to the principal questions that were asked to the ministry. So you might not get direct answers, and I'm just a bit lenient also to allow such questions. But the other senators kindly stick to this principal question. Senator Derito John Kenywa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Waziri, I don't know whether you are aware whether Afya Sacco is cash-strapped, because members, when they take loan, for example, a member takes a loan of 1 million. Every time they are told you cannot get all the lump sum, you will be paid 30,000 per visit, meaning you'll have to go to Afya Sacco 30 times or more times to get your 1 million. And because you have said you're going to inject about 500 million to Musco, do you have any intention of injecting money to Afya Sacco? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator, just a minute. CS, Senator Kadri Muma.
Thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity to ask a question, and welcome CS Wycliffe Oparanya. CS, in your response, you indicated that one of the recommendations given is that the government should inject 500 million into the Sacco. CS, as you're aware, the contributions to Saccos are actually by Sacco members. So when these Saccos collapse, and many of them are collapsing, shouldn't government be focusing on a stronger regulatory framework? Shouldn't we be putting in place mechanisms to actually penalize and hold people personally responsible for losses of money instead of taking taxpayers' monies to inject in Saccos? Are you going to inject similar amounts for Cusco, into Cusco, which has lost billions of monies for members? Can this really be a viable route of getting Saccos to work, or it is another loss of public money that should otherwise go elsewhere? Shouldn't we hold those who, whether it is employers or the managers in Saccos, shouldn't they go to jail and be held personally accountable to ensuring that monies that they're in charge of are held responsibly?
At least yours is related to the subject matter. Congratulations. Honorable CS, you cannot respond to the three. But
Mr.
just try
Speaker,
your best.
Mr. Speaker, let me address the first issue raised by Honorable Spooner, and that's quite a different question. I want to plead with the House that you allow me to come next Wednesday to give a comprehensive report on the operations of Hustler Fund, because I think Hustler Fund has been misunderstood. And within that response that I will issue on Tuesday, I will address each of the questions that Honorable Spooner has addressed.
Very well. But the Senate management will give you the right time that will appear.
Okay, I will be happy to receive that correspondence.
Yeah, I will receive correspondence
and deal with it comprehensively.
Okay.
Yeah. Secondly, the issue of Afya Sacco. I'm aware that Afya Sacco has been having liquidity problems. But as I've mentioned here, some of these liquidity problems are occasioned by county governments, because most of the members of the Afya Sacco are medical staff who are devolved. Now, county governments, several county governments have deducted members' dues, but they have not remitted them in millions. And this has created liquidity problems for Saccos. And this is what affects the Moi Sacco, Moi University Sacco. This is what is affecting Afya Sacco. And this also affecting others. And as I have said, this issue is clearly addressed in the cooperative bill that is before you. So I'm happy that now you have noted how serious this matter is. when you come to considering this matter, honorable members, I will request that you address this issue squarely in the law, so that those institutions that deduct money from Sacco members and they are not able to remit, or they divert those funds, serious action is taken against them. On the issues raised by Honorable Muma, the 500 million is not an injection that the government is going to do. It's a recommendation. It's a mere recommendation that the government should put in 500 million. But as a government, I will not go that route of making sure that we inject money in circles that collapse, because with the limited resources, the government will not be able to do that. But what is critical is that we strengthen supervision